30 Minutes to Curtain. Yes, it's 30 Minutes to Curtain, bringing you a weekly half hour of radio entertainment. Each week at this time, we bring you mystery, comedy, adventure, romance, fantasy, and fun. This week, in our premiere, stand by for mystery and adventure as we take you to 1938 Los Angeles and a classic detective story with that hard-bitten private eye, Burt Winslow, in a story written and directed by Herbert T. Schmidt, Jr., The Body in Bixby Slough. And now, here's the play.
Hi, Bert. What'll it be?
The usual, Maisie. And turn down the noise. My head feels like Hank Greenberg just bounced it off the wall at Nevin Field.
One bowl of chili, 1 cup of coffee coming up.
Don't forget the Daily News.
You think you can read it?
Oh, I can look at the pictures.
You'll never learn, will you, Bert?
Oh, Maisie was right, you know. I'll always be a sucker for jasmine and a jolt of gin. And now that I'm a private investigator, I got time between jobs to get angry about this town. L.A., City of Angels. What a laugh. I'd been driven off the force because I tried to take down a politician with his hand in the pockets of the simple, hard-working citizen. They stuck me behind a desk hoping I'd quit, and I did. But I never forgot. I don't push easy. No, Maisie, I'll never learn. And some people in this town are going to be sorry I don't.
Here's your coffee. I'll have your chili in a minute.
Thanks, Maisie.
Say, did you see the story in the paper about the ex-cop that was killed down in Wilmington?
No, where?
Page 3.
I know Wilmington pretty well. I never heard of the Page 3.
You're really suffering, friend. I'm talking about the paper.
Oh, yeah, here it is. The body of a former Los Angeles police detective was found at Bixby Slough near Wilmington Friday morning. Lieutenant Charles Brand at the San Pedro station said Nicholas Jackson, 38, had been shot in the head with a small-caliber weapon. Investigating officers suspected the victim had been murdered elsewhere, and the body dumped where it was found near the corner of Normandy and Vermont Avenues.
Didn't you know him?
Yeah, I knew Nick Jackson. Here's $1, hon. Keep the change. I gotta go.
Hey, what'll I do with the chili?
Call the fire department. I'll see you later. I drove west on 10th Street past Earl C. Anthony's packet agency and then turned south on Figueroa and headed for Wilmington and San Pedro. Last night's drunk slowly vanished into memory. I hadn't seen Nick Jackson in 10 years. He stayed on Vice when I was sent downtown, then he too became a civilian. I never found out why. Maybe he couldn't stand working with crooked cops. We had worked well together. In fact, he was the best partner I ever had. I'd known Charlie Brandt, too. He was the only good cop in Hollywood. That's why they sent him to Pedro. By the time I drove past Exposition Park, I'd already decided there wouldn't be any expense account on this case. Nick and I had let 10 years pass, and I was sorry we had. It was time for me to pay a long overdue debt to Nick Jackson. Come on in. Hello, Charlie.
Hello, Bert. Long time no see. How have you been?
No complaints other than occasional morning headaches.
What do you need?
I'm going after Nick Jackson's killer, Charlie, and I need your help.
Well, a nursery man called us yesterday morning. His kid had been playing down at Bixby Slough. The kid and his friends found the body. When we got there, we found Jackson in a recent set of tire tracks. Nothing else. He'd been shot and then dumped.
How was he dressed?
Better than most. Had a suit on. No rips. Didn't look like he'd been in a fight.
Yeah. What's he been doing since he left the force?
Had a small charter fishing boat he ran out of Long Beach. He was seeing a little girl who works the shooting gallery at the Pike. A blonde, name of Nancy Peterson.
Anything else?
Well, he had a little place on Opp Street in Wilmington. Lived alone, drank a little, played the ponies. Nothing out of the ordinary.
What about the weapon?
The examiner dug a .25 caliber slug out of the back of his skull.
.25 caliber? That's the kind of toy a woman carries.
Or a guy who doesn't want a bulge showing under his coat.
Yeah. Oh, listen, Charlie, I'm going to check on the girl. You can reach me in Long Beach at the Wilton if anything else turns up.
Sure. But do me a favor, Bert. As much as I like you, I know you come on pretty strong sometimes. Stay out of trouble and keep in touch.
I hear you, but I owe Nick. Don't get in my way, Charlie.
I'll call you.
Thanks. As I rode the ferry to Terminal Island, I thought that Charlie'd looked awfully weary. Maybe I'd been lucky quitting the force when I did. Nick had been lucky, too, until a couple of days ago. And I knew that out there somebody else thought he was lucky. But his luck was going to run out, and I was going to be there when it did. Nancy Peterson?
Yes?
My name's Winslow. I was a friend of Nick's.
You're a little late, Mr. Winslow.
I know you're upset, but I'm a private op, Miss Peterson, and I want to find Nick's killer.
You think you're the only one?
Are you going to help me or trying to win a debate? Now, I don't have time to score points. My rhetoric's a shade on the disagreeable side.
I'm sorry, Mr. Winslow. I've answered too many questions today. I didn't mean to snap at you.
Tell me what you know about Nick.
Not a lot. I only met him a few months ago. He'd taken me to Santa Anita, to the Coconut Grove. We'd been out on his fishing boat when he wasn't running a charter. And I'd been to his place in Wilmington. He treated me nice. I liked him.
How'd you meet?
He came by the gallery here. He was a good shot. Took me out after work that night.
When was the last time you saw him?
About 3 days ago. We went to Colorado Lagoon for the day. Had a picnic on the sand. Later, he took me home. Said he'd call me. He never did.
Did you ever meet any of his friends?
A couple of guys he knew at the track. That's about it.
Nobody else?
He liked being alone with me, Mr. Winslow. No, nobody else.
Well, that doesn't tell me very much. And call me Bert.
Nick mentioned that he'd been having some trouble with an oil company, a Pathfinder, I think, over a community oil lease. If they got his property, they had the 75% they needed to drill the block. Could that mean anything?
I don't know. I've never enjoyed the luxury of being a property owner, but I'll check on it.
Call me if you hear anything. Please, Bert. My number is 62385.
Got it. And if you remember anything else, you can get in touch with me at the Wilton.
Don't worry, I will. And be careful, Bert.
Thanks.
Nancy?
Thanks, Nancy.
You're a nice man. I can see why Nick liked you.
Sure. A nice man. Was that some kind of a gag? Nice men don't hunt killers. Nasty men hunt killers because killing's a nasty business. It's not Sherlock Holmes, little Frenchmen with pencil-thin mustaches musing over logic problems. Murder isn't logical, it's brutal. Little old ladies and gentlemen sipping sherry in drawing rooms may serve as murderers in English detective novels, but they don't serve in L.A. or any other place in the real world. They don't fit. And something about Nancy Peterson smelled, and it wasn't her evening in Paris. She told me no more about Nick than a casual acquaintance. Yeah, she bothered me, but I couldn't think of the reason why. I walked around the pike thinking. I wasn't doing a very good job of it, and then by the merry-go-round I saw a pair that really convinced me I'd snapped. He was dressed in a tuxedo and she in an evening gown. Oh, they might have been in fashion at the Pacific Coast Club, but at the pike they stood out like long hairs at a jam session.
Shine, mister?
Sure, why not?
You want to talk, too, or you just want to shine? Some people around here don't like to talk.
Well, depends on what you have to say, buddy. Now, there's a fin if you got some information I can use.
Ask away. I'm a captive audience.
You see many people dressed like that couple over there by the merry-go-round?
Sure don't, mister. Tuxedos don't serve no useful purpose on a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Now, where would you go around here if you were dressed up?
I'd be over at the Ellington Hotel. It's by the shooting gallery down by the arcade. Draws a lot of dressers, and I hear there's tables upstairs.
Yeah, you just earned yourself a fin.
Thanks, mister. That was no work at all.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Ellington.
Good evening. I know the tie doesn't go with the coat, but I'm looking for some action.
Action, sir?
Yeah, I understand you cater to a very well-dressed clientele.
I'm afraid I don't understand, sir.
Well, does the name Nick Jackson ring a bell?
Nick Jackson, sir?
You think a 10-spot might serve as a hearing aid?
You're most generous, sir. I'm sure I can be of assistance. If you'll just wait here a moment. You may go in now, sir.
As I stepped through the door into what looked like an office, I caught a brief glimpse of something moving to the left and behind me. Then the 20th Century Limited crashed into the back of my head, and the lights went on and off everywhere as I fell through the searing pain into the nothingness of a Southern California sucker's sleep. Walking down a dark passageway and a door slammed, metal on metal. When the smell of roses, 4 of them, crawled over my chest and onto my face like spiders in a sewer. I was drunk. I seemed to be. But then I'd been drunk before, nearly every night. But my head was still making train noises, and I knew I'd been sapped. At that point, I didn't care. I didn't care at all about shooting galleries, cheap politicos, or bodies in swamps. I wanted to die. It hurt so much. Die for about 48 hours. And afterwards, I'd thank somebody for the trip, my way.
All right, wake up, Winslow. You've been sprung.
There were some choice words I wanted to say to the voice that interrupted my nightmare, and all of them had 4 letters. And somebody grabbed me, and I was suddenly being slapped like a dame who didn't know when to go home. I got mad. Not angry, mad. And being slightly deranged, I began to come to.
Hey, Bert, you all right?
Oh, never felt better.
You know where you are?
Oh, you tell me. For some reason, it hurts to talk.
You're the guest of the Long Beach Police Department. They found you passed out in an alley near Lincoln Park, smelling like a cheap distillery. The Long Beach cops called me when they found my name in your notebook. I never knew you to leave a bottle anything but empty, but passing out in alleys just isn't your style.
I was set up, Charlie.
Yeah, I know. You wouldn't spill that much. You got any ideas who your friends were?
It had to be the desk clerk.
What desk clerk?
Hey, didn't somebody tell me I'd been sprung? Hey, I'm going back to the Wilton and get a shower and a change of clothes. I'll talk to you later.
I thought I asked you a question.
You did. Thanks, Charlie.
I'm having trouble, Bert.
Why?
Well, the locals here in Long Beach aren't being very helpful. They say they'll investigate Jackson's connections in Long Beach. They've let me know I'm not welcome.
Well, talk to some of the top brass.
I have. L.A. and Long Beach don't get along too well. They don't share jurisdiction with us on big cases. There are, if you can believe it, even more palms greased here than in our place.
Well, you're going to need me then if your hands are tied.
You've got the idea. Stay out of alleys.
You ever hear anyone being bumped over community oil lease, Charlie?
Not in this country. Why?
No reason.
Get out of here, Bert. I'll call you in the morning.
The shower felt good, and a dousing of bay rum was a welcome change from the rot-gut cologne I'd been wearing. I decided that since my frontal assault on the Ellington had been a disaster, I'd try a different approach this time, with some artillery under my coat. And when I hit the pike, I saw the back exit of the hotel cracked open, and I entered, cautiously this time, into the reddened glow of a stairway. At the bottom, a brunette in white heels and a strapless dress was struggling to get her escort to his feet, a pasty-faced kid in his early 20s. A boy who hadn't found his stomach for liquor or the way to stay awake on a good-looking broad. Looks to me like he's gone.
Sure he is. All that big talk about gambling and free liquor, and then the jerk passes out on me. Gee, I wanted to have a good time. Is there anything wrong with that?
No.
The whole evening's wasted.
It's going to be fine. You and I are going to go up together and see if the build-up was for real.
What about Freddie?
Well, he'll more than likely wake up later and take a red car home. This cold pound for a couple of days. He'll feel some guilt. He'll call you around the middle of next week.
You sound like you've been there, mister.
Call me Bert.
I'm Brandy.
You look like cognac to me. Let's go.
At the door, you're supposed to say Joe sent me.
Oh, that's original. I wonder who thought that one up.
I don't know. That's just what Freddie told me he was going to say.
Brandy wasn't exactly a female Einstein, but she was a ticket past the thug who grunted and opened the door at the mention of Joe's name. The size on him made my feet sweat, and I was glad I hadn't gotten cute and tried out Beezy or Spike on him. He didn't look like he was paid to have a sense of humor. Brandy giggled like a teenager on her first date when she saw the layout. The room was filled with tables, craps, roulette, blackjack. The joint was jammed. Wall-to-wall people, floor-to-ceiling smoke. We circulated, The smoke didn't.
Isn't this great?
Sure, kid.
I mean, look at all these people. They're so beautiful. They must be somebody.
Sure, kid. Everyone here is a big shot until he wakes up tomorrow a couple of seas light and wonders where it went.
Are you always so serious?
Only in places that serve free drink.
Oh, I nearly forgot. Give me a scotch on the rocks, will you, Bert?
Sure, doll. I'll meet you by the roulette.
Hey, are you trying to lose me?
Never. Now, be a good girl and wait by the wheel. I think I see an old friend at the bar. Old friend. Eddie Leach. Vice at Hollywood with Nick and me. Only Eddie'd been caught running numbers at a time when he should have been raking off the booze. Eddie had an impeccable sense of bad timing. He was years ahead of the rest of L.A.'s finest. So the big boys downtown had asked Eddie to find another job. They didn't give him a pension. By that time, he didn't need one, and they didn't need the publicity. Hello, Eddie.
Bert?
How's it going?
Nothing to kick about. Drink?
Sure.
Scotch all right?
Fine.
Al, give me a refill on a Scotch rocks for my friend.
Sure, boss. So you're the man here.
Well, man's got to work.
You know Nick's dead.
I heard. Too bad.
He come here?
Why would he do that?
Oh, Nick liked to gamble, Eddie. Let's stop the tap dancing.
What if he did?
You know Nancy Peterson?
Who's she?
Friend of Nick's.
Why would I know her?
Well, you'd make a good private operator, Eddie. You ask a lot of questions.
I don't have to answer yours.
No one said you did, Eddie. Not if you're worried.
I'm falling asleep, Winslow. Why don't you disappear, huh?
Sure, Eddie. But don't get nervous. I'm not going to disappear.
I never liked you, Bert.
Oh, I'm trying, Eddie. I'm deeply hurt.
Maybe.
You had me stiffed early this evening, Eddie, and don't try it again. I'm running out of clothes and patience.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, ask the desk clerk downstairs.
Take your drink and flow.
Not a bad idea. Just don't be in the way when I do, Eddie, or they'll never find the pieces.
Still got the same temper, huh?
Yeah, think about that, Eddie. It could get you out of a jam sometime. Now, what with Eddie, the mugging, and my free visit to the Long Beach jail, I was done in for the evening. It was a few minutes before 1 when I picked up the scotch and found Brandy making her 6th consecutive pass at a guy at the craps table. I took the drink to her, but she'd already found the bar by herself. She slobbered her phone number in my ear, and I left the Ellington. I needed some sleep. I didn't know any more about Nick's murder than I had earlier, and that upset me. After a few hours sack time, I was going to start upsetting some people myself. Yeah.
Wake up, Prince Charming. It's 10 o'clock.
Oh, leave me alone.
I've got some news. Jackson had been doing some heavy gambling at the Ellington Hotel there at the Pike. And you'll never guess who the proprietor is.
Eddie Leach.
I thought you were going to keep in touch.
After I saw Leach, I came back and went to bed. I was dead.
And not as dead as you could have been.
Now, what's the rest of the news?
In Jackson's log, we found that he had taken Eddie and the Peterson dame out on a few Sundays that he was free.
I'm almost awake.
And the Peterson dame has been seen in some of Long Beach's hot spots recently with guess who?
Eddie Leach. Hey, you do good work, Charlie.
And kind of you to say so. Do you mind letting me in on what you found out?
Oh, nothing, pal. The big zero. My talk with Leach was about as fruitful as a pair of mules mating.
And what are you going to do today?
Have another talk with Eddie Leach. He gets more interesting all the time.
Good hunting.
Thanks, Charlie. Hey, you got a very sweet voice for someone with a wake-up call.
Goodbye, Bert.
I just finished my shower and got my robe on when... Who is it?
Bellboy.
I didn't call for anything.
Message for Mr. Winslow.
Just a minute. I'll take the message. 2 tree trunks resembling hoods pushed their way to the door. One I knew. The one with the knife. The comical doorman from the Ellington. Did Joe send you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
His friend vanished after I broke his nose with a table lamp. Pre-depression stuff. Good weight to it. It's you and me, fatso.
There's 3 of us. You forgot the knife.
Oh, the neighbors will appreciate your not bringing a cannon.
Oh.
His hands had been as quick as his brain. I levered his elbow with an arm bar, and he managed to impale himself with a shiv. I was losing my faith in thugs. I frisked him and found a .38 strapped to his shoulder. I got humble fast. If I hadn't been in the hotel, I'd be as dead as he was. I didn't care much about his friend. There was someone I wanted to see, Eddie Leach. I took my time dressing, stuck the .38 in my belt. I was smiling. Fate had turned the dice my way, and I wasn't going to pass them now. I drove out to Leach's small mansion in the Naples section of East Long Beach with the same stupid grin on my face. Things were beginning to make sense, and that spelled trouble for Eddie Leach.
May I help you, sir?
I want to see your boss.
Mr. Leach is not in, sir.
Out of my way, Baldy.
But I tell you, Mr. Leach is not in.
I left the butler at the door, brushing him off like a fly in a dung heap. I found Leach in his study reading ledgers at his desk.
You got here quick, Bert.
Well, you don't look pleased.
I'm not. I pay somebody to do a job. I want it done.
Well, that must mess up your books there.
Not much.
As long as we're discussing business, Eddie, who'd you pay to kill Jackson?
No one. I did it myself.
This a confession?
More of a explanation.
Well, explain you and Nancy Peterson.
Easy. The broad's got taste.
Yeah, so do people with head colds, but not much.
When Jackson found out about Nancy and me, he saw red. He came up to the Ellington and caused a scene. I took him back to my office and tried to reason with him. Nancy's got a choice, I told him. He laughed and drew a gun. I'm making Nancy's choice for her, he said. Ernie, the doorman, walked in. Jackson turned to see who it was. I got my piece out and shot him.
Wrong, Eddie.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just know that's not the way it happened. You wouldn't want me out of the way if it was.
I'm telling you the truth, Bert. I don't have to tell you anything. I could have denied having any part in bumping Jackson. I'm clean, Bert. It was self-defense.
Well, if it was self-defense, why'd you haul the body all the way over to Bixby Slough?
My operation at the Ellington doesn't need that kind of publicity. It just seemed more convenient to have it appear that Jackson died in the L.A. territory to keep the locals off my back. But that doesn't change the fact that it was self-defense.
You've been working too hard to convince me otherwise, Leach. A man who kills in self-defense doesn't prove it by murdering again.
I couldn't let you interfere with me, Bert. I'm riding high now, and you aren't going to mess that up. You're always a tough guy, Winslow. Well, you don't look so tough to me.
I'm not tough. I'm just tired of being leaned on by guys like you.
You won't have to worry about that anymore. This time you're gone.
25 caliber automatic. Oh, very smart, Eddie. Go ahead, shoot me with it. Dump the body in Bixby Slough. You think Charlie Brandt won't know what went down? You think the Long Beach cops are going to cover up for you forever? You know better, Leach.
I'm not going to dump you, Winslow. You're going to disappear. Feed the fishes. No one's going to miss a drunk. Drunks disappear all the time.
Oh, you already tried that one, Eddie. You should have had me killed then because your boy's dead in my hotel room, Leach. Stuck with his own shiv, and it won't wash this time. The finger's on you if anything happens to me. You're through, Leach.
Not yet, Winslow.
Goodbye, Eddie. I'd gotten to him finally. I'd wiped the smug look off his face permanently. Eddie Leach was a poor shot when angered, but he made a great target. He slumped over the desk, bleeding on the books, his operation drowned in a flood of red ink. The butler entered the room, gave it a fast wide-eyed once-over, and left without even saying goodbye. I walked over to the desk, wiped the prints off the .38 I'd shot Eddie with, the one from my belt that his boy had given me. Fitting it should be used on his boss. I laid the .38 down on the mahogany desktop and picked up the .25 that lay next to Leach and stuck it in my pocket. I felt like something of a collector making a trade.
Lieutenant Brandt.
Charlie, this is Bert. I think I got our murder weapon.
Well, that's strange. I thought I had a lot on it myself.
What do you mean?
2 months ago, Nick Jackson bought and registered a Smith & Wesson .25 caliber automatic.
Well, so far it fits the description of the one I got in my pocket.
Where did you find it?
Eddie Leach tried to use it on me.
What have you been doing, Bert? What happened?
He's dead, and so is one of his boys. Leach is at home and his thug's in my hotel room.
Where are you?
At Leach's.
Great, Bert. You've got some explaining to do, and I want to hear it now, if I'm going to save you from the Long Beach Bulls.
No, Charlie. Some things are just beginning to make sense, and I can't drop it now. I'll get in touch.
Listen, Bert.
I had one more stop to make. I left Eddie's and pulled over to a phone booth on 2nd Street to grab Nancy Peterson's address. 433.5 Coronado Avenue. Not a bad section of town. Nice little California Spanish tile roof neighborhood. Palm trees lining the sidewalk. Yeah, the kind of street you'd find on a postcard in a bus station. When I reached 433.5 Coronado, I was laughing at myself.
Who is it?
Bert Winslow.
Just a minute.
Take your time.
What are you doing here, Bert?
May I come in?
Certainly. Sit down. You haven't told me why you're here.
I want to tell you a story, Nancy.
I'm due at work at 4, Bert. I don't have time for stories.
Oh, it's a wonderful story, Nancy. A love story. It'll break your heart. It's about Nick Jackson. He fell in love with a little girl in a penny arcade. She worked a shooting gallery. Now, remember that. It's important. He wanted her safe from fresh little punks at night, so he bought her a gun. But she wasn't safe. From the punks, sure, but not from Eddie Leach. She fell in love with Leach or his money or his power. How am I doing?
Stop it, Bert.
Not a chance, baby. So she told Jackson about Leach, and that made Jackson furious. He was a man in love, remember? He took her up to Leach's to have it out. He took her to Leach's, and he got shot and wound up in Bixby Slough. And who shot him? Easy. I asked Eddie Leach. He said he did it.
He did? When?
Certainly he did, because he was shielding somebody. Somebody with a .25 caliber automatic. The killer. A crack shot. Somebody who works in a shooting gallery. Leach knew that she could ruin him by tying him to the killing. He'd been paying through the nose to run his gambling operation. Gambling, not murder. He couldn't have taken the heat. He protected her, she protected him. But she blew the whistle on me when I showed up asking questions about Jackson. I wound up in an alley. When I kept up the pressure, 2 guys showed up at my place to ice me.
Stop it, Bert.
You killed Nick, didn't you, Nancy?
I didn't mean to. He threatened Eddie. He pulled a gun on him. I had to do it. I loved Eddie. He took me places. He made me feel special.
He didn't, Nancy. His money did.
It wasn't the money. It was Eddie.
You recognize this?
My gun. Where did you get it?
From Eddie. He's dead.
No, he's not. Give me that.
Give me back that gun, Nancy. Eddie's dead. I killed him.
No, you can't have it. Not until you tell me the truth. Tell me you're lying. Eddie's alive.
He's dead, Nancy.
I loved him. He didn't shoot Nick. Oh, why didn't you kill me?
Put the gun down, Nancy. We have to go.
I'm not going anywhere. Not without Eddie.
Sometimes my job gets to be more than I can handle. I spent some time with Charlie and the Long Beach cops and headed back up Figueroa to L.A. I couldn't get to sleep. The picture of Nancy pointing a .25 at her breast and pulling the trigger didn't want to go away. Nick Jackson and I were even. But it took a quart of the bad stuff before I could pass out and forget how rotten love can be in this golden California paradise. Maybe the neon night fires fry their brains so that lovers are blinded by the flash and the glitter and go crazy in the harsh light of the sun. Or maybe it's just the way love is. Ask Nick Jackson.
The Body in Bixby Slough was written and directed by Herbert T. Schmidt, Jr., produced by Steve Jelf. Technical staff, C.R. Bryan III and Roy Scott. Sound patterns by John Greifendorf, Phil Campbell, and Barbara Watkins. Featured in the cast were Ed Hayes, Marianne Strassner, Frank Finn, and Jerry Goldstein. Also heard were Jeanette and Stan Rayburn, Gloria, Frank, and David Tierney, Dave Smith, Bob Lyons, and R.F. Clancy. This is Bob Lyons inviting you to join us again next week at the same time for the premiere of that fast-paced quiz, The Man Says Yes, starring Bob Shannon, right here on 30 Minutes to Curtain.